We're under this new moon energy in Cancer today, and I just wanted to hop on and encourage you to get into like a good headspace, because you might not be in a good headspace right now. You might be feeling quite emotional. You might be feeling like really, really all up in your feels. As I said the word emotional, like I really felt heart space kind of activation, or some kind of a like in your feels kind of energy. And when we have intense energy like today, with a new moon in Cancer, with this really like sort of reflective, revelatory energy that is very deeply emotional, we tend to kind of spiral out with it sometimes. And if you're feeling like you're spiraling out a little bit emotionally right now, then just know that you have the power to pull yourself back. Because I felt this morning myself. I felt very emotional when I woke up and just as I was going about my morning, and it wasn't like nice, like it wasn't a good feeling. I wasn't enjoying it, and it was certainly not an energy that I wanted to stay in. So then I did my meditation, which always puts me in a good headspace, always puts me in a good feeling space. And even after I did my meditation, I still felt like sort of remnants of this like emotional kind of like down kind of energy. And I was like, you know what? This is something that I have the power to shift out of. And perhaps it's just the energies that are maybe triggering these feelings within me, but I do have the power to shift out of them. And so I want to encourage you to also own that power today and just actively step into your power of saying, you know what? I recognize, the feelings that are coming up. I can even honor the feelings that are coming up, but I don't need to stay in this energy all day. I don't need to, especially under a new moon, like I don't need to wallow is how I'm hearing it. I can give myself permission to just feel it, but feel it temporarily and then move out of it. And when you really connect to the deeper essence of what is coming up, look at that for a moment. You're probably going to recognize some old patterns. You're probably going to recognize an energy that is very familiar, an energy that you have already been in, either for a long period of time or that you are familiar with because you've been in and out of it like periodically. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be anything new. It's just going to be like another layer, another revealing aspect of an energy, perhaps even in an older energy I'm hearing that you have been carrying for a long time. And just keep in mind that when these energies emerge from us, they're always emerging to help you see, help you realize like, okay, this doesn't feel so good. And I don't want to sit in this energy, and I don't want to, wallow in this energy, because I do have the power of choice. I do have personal power. I do have personal will, and I can choose to elevate. I can choose to move past this. I can choose to see this from the perspective of, okay, here's maybe like another revelation of a past version of myself. Do I still resonate with that past version of myself? Do I still resonate with the energy of that past version of myself? Is that an energy that I want to stay in? So when it came up for me this morning, that's exactly like, and even like this afternoon, that's what I've been kind of going through, is just like, okay, the energy is pulling at me, it's tugging at me, it wants, almost like it wants me to kind of sit in this uncomfortable emotional energy. But my heart and my brain are kind of saying like, I don't want to sit in this energy. I don't feel like home here in this energy anymore, because I've done so much work on myself. I've really sat with so much heaviness, and I've moved through so much heaviness, and I know that you have moved through so much heaviness. So why would you embrace this energy just because it's being triggered today? You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say, it's not to invalidate, it's not to like downplay or say that whatever you are feeling is wrong. It's not wrong. It's just, how does it make you feel? And do you want to sit in that energy? Can you focus? Can you redirect your focus? And there was such a huge message about redirecting our focus at this time. Like Jupiter was cazimi the sun yesterday, meaning that they were both at exactly the same degree. And and this is kind of like a rare cazimi, when they're both at exactly the same degree, that's an indication that the sun is like, and Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, is like expanding everything. So What are you expanding? And then literally like today, the day after this Kazemi, we have this beautiful new moon in Cancer, this very emotional new moon. And I'm sure you've noticed the first half of June was kind of just a very confusing, very like foggy, weird kind of energy. It wasn't fun. It didn't feel good. It was a very unstable, is how I want to say it, unstable energy. And if you were going through it kind of in the first half of June so far, and I mean, I know we're almost done June, but maybe we'll say the first 3/4 of June, then just know that from here on out, we're expanding now. And like we're in such huge expansion energy that it's very important that we make a conscious choice to expand, that we make a conscious choice to focus on the things that we want to expand in our lives, the thoughts that we want to expand in our minds, the feelings that we want to expand in our hearts. And so I urge you to come back to your heart space. I urge you to come back to your mind, to shift your perspective, to shift the way that you feel, shift the way that you are taking action, because even that was a message for me yesterday. I was stung by a bee yesterday. It wasn't a honeybee, it was actually a hornet. And it really hurt and it was really painful. And now I have like a massive, like, it's so swollen and hot here right now. I've been putting basil oil on there, essential oil, and that's actually been really, really helping to calm it down. It certainly calmed down like the burning sensation, so, and even the itchiness. But that bee sting yesterday for me was this very revealing kind of like wake up call from the universe in terms of where I am putting my focus and where I'm putting my attention. And I think I'm sharing this story because perhaps you need to look at where you're putting your focus and where you're putting your attention and what are you putting your actions towards. Because whatever we put our attention, our minds, and our whatever like we're feeling is what we're really, really going to expand moving forward. So if you don't feel good, you're going to expand that energy of not feeling good, and you're going to attract things into your life that are going to make you feel even worse. If you're not thinking good, if you're not thinking positively, if you're not thinking clearly, if you're not thinking in an expansive kind of way, but like you're focusing on like just things not working out for you, or just, you know, being sort of contracted, then guess what? That's what you're going to manifest and create more of. So today's new moon, while it is very much about setting intentions, because new moons always are about setting intentions, this is a brand new moon cycle that we're beginning now. You know, what do you want to expand moving forward? And Jupiter has to do with long-term vision, long-term goals, long-term dreams. So this isn't something that like it's like an overnight and lasts one night kind of situation, but whatever you're expanding and growing, you're growing this into the long term. So being aware of where your mind's at right now, where your heart's at right now, where your feelings are at right now is important. And like I said, it's not to devalue or to not validate anything that is coming up, because we're also in a release energy. And that's why sometimes it's like, it's so tricky. It's so hard because there's so much energy that we're working with simultaneously. It's like Jupiter's expanding everything and growing everything and really wants to like bring all this new and awesome into your life. And then the new moon is in Cancer, and then that's bringing all this emotionality to the surface. It's bringing all this like all these feelings and all these like maybe even doubts and worries and all kinds of different things to the surface. And it's like, okay, how do I navigate this? Like, how do I move through so much energy simultaneously? Well, the way that you navigate, and the way that I'm now navigating it, the way that I'm looking at it is like, okay, I see this came up as an option and this came up as an option. What am I going to choose? And I'm simply choosing whatever feels better, because I don't want to feel like shit, point blank. And in the past, I know that's something that I would have stayed in longer. Like feeling like crap was something that was like more familiar. That was my comfort zone. That was just natural and normal, right? Of like things not working out and like focusing on that a lot, and then attracting more things not working out, right? That was a very past energy for me. But because I'm in a new energy, because I feel like I literally quantum leaped into this new life, this new experience, because I chose to, because I chose to shift my perception, and because I've been working on my perception for a really long time through meditation, through visualization, through telling myself and convincing myself, especially when the ego is loud, that that I'm good and I'm worthy and that I'm full of love and that I have so much to offer. Like, it's like you got to pep talk yourself is what I'm really trying to say. You got to pep talk yourself through these challenging energies, or whenever you are feeling challenged, because it's the only way you're going to get through it. And every single time that I wished and hoped that there would be someone to come and save me, Spirit was like, you are your own savior, girly. You are your own hero. Like you got to be the one who's going to do this. And it was like every time, like Spirit was like, this is why I'm challenging you. This is why I'm putting you through the ringer. This is why I'm making you experience all these challenges and difficulties, so that you learn how to become your own best friend, so that you learn how to navigate life through a higher perspective, how to deal with situations as they come, how to cultivate a feeling of love and expansion within yourself when everything on the outside seems to deny that. When everything on the outside does not look the way that you want it to look. So this has been a huge challenge in my life, but it's something that I now feel like I have arrived. And I feel like you've arrived here too. And sometimes I think we forget to give ourselves credit. I know I certainly sometimes forget to give myself credit, because, as we move through the process of life, and as we move through our own challenges and move through our own expansion, you sort of forget. You forget to pause. You forget to remind yourself, like, whoa, I just overcame something huge. Because we just kind of tend to keep going. And I know that I certainly have a tendency to do that, where I'm just like, okay, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And I have to actively remind myself to slow down. I have to actively remind myself to pause and to reflect, and to give myself permission to rest, and to give myself permission to acknowledge how far I have actually come. And I'm sharing this because I feel like you also need to do this. I feel like you also need to pause, to reflect, to let yourself play, to let yourself just acknowledge how far you have come. Look at yourself now and look and just remember back of who you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Whoa, night and day difference, right? You're a completely different person. You think different, you feel different, you look different, you approach situations differently. You've grown so much. Have you taken time to acknowledge that? Have you taken time to look at that? Despite mistakes that you've made along the way, the mistakes were actually never mistakes. They were those stepping stones that were required, because they were helping you grow. They were helping you expand. They were helping you experience what's the word I'm looking for? Duality. They were helping you experience contrast. So you haven't been making mistakes. You have been making lessons for yourself. And those lessons have had some significant value within them, because they have been teaching you about everything that is right for you and everything that is not. And without it, you wouldn't have come to this point. You wouldn't have reached this culmination point within yourself. You wouldn't have grown into the maturity level that you are now grown into. So under this Cancer new moon, I want to encourage you to set some positive intentions of really choosing, make one of your intentions choosing to focus on all of the good within yourself. Make that an intention. Because we often set intentions for money, intentions for success, intentions for this, that, or the other. How about setting an intention to choose to always look for the good within yourself, to always look for the ways in which you have grown, the ways in which you have expanded, to keep you in this energy of alignment, to keep you in this energy of expansion, so that Jupiter expanding, growing, can help you to grow more of that within you. And I'm also being reminded of play The importance of play, the importance of allowing yourself to rest and to relax, and also specifically to play. And every time that you feel like you're really kind of stuck in this energy of being under yourself, or just not seeing your value, or not feeling like you're enough, anytime that you're in those lower octaves of your perception, those are the times that you need to lean into play. Those are the times that you need to actually give yourself permission to play. Because when you do, that play energy is going to pull you right out of that. Play frees the heart, it frees the soul, it frees the mind. And the need for play is so important, especially in today's world, especially when we have so much, turmoil in the external world and stuff. Like, I really, really want to encourage you to play. And I want to encourage you actually to pull your attention away from all of those things. Remember, Jupiter is going to be expanding now, I think, for the rest of this year, what you focus on, what you are feeling, what you are thinking. So be very, very mindful to give your, confirmation burp, energy to things that are truly things you want to expand. If you don't want to expand war, don't give your attention to war. If you don't want to expand conflict and turmoil in the world, then don't give your attention to those things. It's that simple. This isn't about turning a blind eye. It's about being very conscious about where you're directing your attention and your focus, and where you're directing your actions and how you're directing your actions at this time. So I want to really, really encourage you to pay attention to what you're giving your time, your energy, your focus, your feelings and your emotions to. What are the things that are triggering your feelings and your emotions, especially, triggering obviously like heavier emotions and feelings within you. And those things, actively choose to not give attention to them. Actively choose to turn away from those things. Staying in alignment, I feel like for the second half of this year is like top priority. And you stay in alignment through embodying love, through embodying joy, through being this embodied version of Christ consciousness, which is just divinity, flow, action with purpose, sovereignty, being anchored in personal power. These are all things that are what alignment is. So when you choose to do things that are anchoring you in your power, when you choose to do things that are keeping you sovereign, when you choose to think and feel feelings and think thoughts that are fulfilling, that put a smile on your face, that bring you joy, you are anchoring in some really powerful energy in those moments. And the more and more of us that do this, the more and more of us are contributing our energy to expanding that love, to expanding that sovereignty, expanding peace, expanding joy, expanding independence, expanding harmony, expanding that inner union. And also external union. It's about expanding this oneness energy, that we are all one. It's like we are one mind, one heart. So it's like, how are you playing your part? What is the part that you're playing? What is the energy that you're contributing and putting in to the collective field? It's something that you can kind of consider and look at. And these are the things that I remind myself of, because every time I remind myself that, oh my God, I'm adding to the whole, like what I think, what I feel, what I do on a daily basis is making a contribution. Is that in alignment? Is it powerful? Is it in love? Is it in service? When I remind myself of that, it's like it instantly pulls me right back to my center. So that's what I want to encourage you to do under this new moon energy. And that's how I'm recommending that you bring yourself back into focus, bring your intentions and your positivity back into alignment with yourself, and make that the focal point of your source of inspiration, your source of action, your source of feeling, and your source of thinking. So I hope that this message was helpful. I hope that if you are kind of going through it today, or if you're feeling more emotional than usual, that you give yourself permission to play a little bit before you try and force yourself into the next activity. Why don't you pause and just get into a little bit of play? Go for a walk, do something that is going to just kind of pull you out of the lower feelings or the heavier energies, and then just actively make a choice to think about things that are really beautiful about you. Think about things that are really light, and think about all of the reasons why you are proud of yourself at this time. Because it's so easy to think about all the reasons why we're not, right? So I really want to encourage you under this new moon to think about all the reasons that you are proud of yourself, and all the ways in which you have made a very beautiful, very positive contribution, not only to this world, but to your own life and to the life of those that are around you. So I hope you found this message helpful. If you feel like you need some support at this time, then my link is in the description box below to book with me. I do one-on-one private sessions and coaching. I am going to be traveling very, very soon. I'm leaving in a matter of days now. So my schedule is going to be very, very reduced, but I will be available. It will be there. So if you feel like you need to book, you feel like you need to talk to someone that is going to help you move into expansion, then definitely check out that link below. If there is an appointment time that you need that are outside of the hours that I'm available, just send me an email and let me know, and then I can get back to you and let you know if I can do that time or not. There is going to be obviously a time zone difference, right? Because I'm going to be in Europe, so just keep that in mind. But regardless, if there's a time, like I said, on the schedule that is not available that you would like to book, send me an email, let me know. I'm sending you so much love under this beautiful new moon energy, and I'm sending you so much courage and patience with yourself. I hope you take the time today to reflect on all of the ways that you are absolutely beautiful and awesome. And I hope that you take some time to, plant some very positive seeds, set some good intention for the second half of 2025, because it really is going to be a very magical year, I believe. And again, what we believe is what we expand. So keep that in mind as you are setting your intentions under this beautiful new moon in Cancer. Sending you all my love.